Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kovacs report. Today's DC Connect Day, where I'm going to have my very first look at the DC catalogue. These are books that are due to come out in May next month. I'm really interested to see what's coming. I have more of a Marvel slant, but I still do love a lot of DC and the universe. So let's take a look. So Hush, Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee continue with their bringing back Hush, or someone that's calling himself Hush. We don't know what's going on there. I mean, I remember the big hoo-ha when the first Hush came out, and it was really good. It still stands up against books today, actually. I mean, look at those, some good variant covers, actually. We've got Frank Quitely, Delotto. Oh, yeah. There are some nice covers there. But I mean, which book doesn't have variant covers nowadays? So I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this run at the moment. I mean, it's got beautiful art. I think the story's a bit clunky. I mean, I'm going to read it. I'm going to pick it up, but I'm not too excited by it. All the Batman fans out there, they hate me for saying that, but you know, it doesn't stack up to the original Hush. This is an interesting one. Dan Slott and Raphael Albuquerque take on the Man of Steel. Now, Raphael Albuquerque's art is beautiful, so that should look pretty fantastic. Let's see what it's about. So the summer of Superman heats up with a brand new ongoing series taking the DCU by storm. Now, I would never put Dan Slott on Superman, so this could be like one of those books that comes out of left field and is amazing, or one of those books that you just sigh and wait for the next creative team to take over. But anyway, when an asteroid the size of Metropolis hurtles towards collision with planet Earth, the Justice League dispatches Superman to avert the crisis. But a sinister threat lurks within that will change the world like never before, of course. And this danger glows green. So I guess it's going to be Kryptonite. The masked son of Krypton must risk everything to save his adopted home, the very home which now tries to kill him from complete destruction. Okay, so the Man of Steel is poised to fly like never before in this new cornerstone series brought to life by the dazzling DC debut of writer Dan Slott and renowned artist Raphael Albuquerque. So I'm guessing the Earth's going to be showered with kryptonite, which will make Superman's job pretty difficult. Now that sounds like an interesting story. I'm not a huge Superman fan. I like the more darker stuff. I'm sure the Superman fans out there will let me know if I'm got the wrong idea or not. But I think it sounds quite interesting. I'll definitely give it a go. Plus, I mean, it's got some beautiful, again, more beautiful variant covers there. They look fantastic. Right, what else we got? Absolute Batman. Now, I didn't like 1 to 6, and I was very outspoken about it. But issue 7, was it issue 7 or 6? Marcos Martin art. That story started picking up, along with Mr. Freeze. So it has, for me, sort of crawled back on my kind of looking forward to it. I mean, look at the art. Again, Marcos Martin. And I think that's a Nick Dragotta cover, but it looks stunning. So, again, I'm not huge on the Absolute universe. I don't think it is good at all. But Batman's hooked me back in a little bit. Absolute Superman's, again, I think it was a slow start. I still think Clark himself is just unlikable, but the book itself has started to get really good. Actually, there's some nice ideas Jason Aaron is sewing into the story. I just wish it got there a bit quicker. You know, it's just there's something about it which is just hard work. But like I say, I think the book's really starting to shine now. I love the backstory from before he came to Earth. That, to me, was actually more interesting. In fact, the issues with the backstory are the ones I like the most. So, yeah, I'll keep on picking that one up. Absolute Wonder Woman. I think, for me, it was a strong start. And then we had 6 issues of Wonder Woman just being amazing, you know, and nothing really happening. And then a giant sword. I mean, if you're reading it, you'll know what I mean. And it felt like a bit of a letdown, but Kelly Thompson's not a bad writer. The current storyline at the moment is has picked up as well. There was a pretty good, I'm not going to spoil it, pretty good, I think it's like a story about the gods and Diana before they come to Earth. Is I like it. We got like an origin of her lasso, which was really cool. So again, I'm not going to spoil it, but definitely check it out. The rest of the Absolute line, like Absolute Martian Manhunter. Now, I'm trying to be careful what I say about creators, but there are some creators that I just can't hold back. And Dennis Camp is one of those, right? I am not a fan at all. These Ultimates is one of the worst books Marvel has published in the history of Marvel. Martian Manhunter isn't terrible, but it's just boring. You know, it really, really is boring, boring, boring. I honestly, I can't stand it. I mean, the art is nice. The art is nice. But you know what? It was a struggle getting through the first issue. Let me know what you think. Absolute Flash, I gave the first one a go. It was okay. It was okay. I mean, it was predictable, what you expect from modern comics. But I won't be picking that up anymore. Green Lantern, same with that one. It was very overly predictable. It went a direction which I thought it was going to go, and it wasn't nothing special. I haven't read the second issues of The Flash or Green Lantern yet, anyway. But I might give it a go. You know, if it's one of those lonely nights and I've got nothing else to read. Superman Red. Joshua Williamson's writing this. Art by Eddie Burrows and Ebner Ferreira. Now, again, I'm not a huge DC fan, and I've never been a big fan of the core Superman books. I did like the sort of offshoot ones of Elseworld books. Those were quite interesting. Mark Miller's, Red Sun, I really like. I did read that in recent times, and it wasn't as strong as when I read it originally. But those kind of books, I do like. But I keep feeling like I should get into Superman. So if you've got like the five best Superman books you think I should read, you read Superman for all seasons because you got it right. It's Tim Sale. But other than that, I've not read a lot. Wonder Woman. Now, Tom King, I am a big fan of, a really big fan of, and I keep meaning to binge this book. So I've got the 20 issues that come before this issue. So I'm definitely going to binge that one weekend, and I'm going to start seeing what he's doing with good old Wonder Woman, because it really does sound interesting. And Tom King, do you know what? I don't think I've read a bad Tom King book. You know, I mean, some people don't like him, but I think he's probably one of the best writers out there at the moment. Supergirl 1. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a book not aimed at me, but I do feel drawn to it. I'll admit it. I'm going to give it a go. Let's see what it says. Kara Zor-El has been a key member of the super family in Metropolis, but what happens when she strikes out on her own? Follow Kara as she returns to her roots in Midvale, home of Supergirl. Almost said Super Grit, Supergirl. But how could this be? Our hero has not been back in years, and the protector of that town has been saving the day for weeks. Can Supergirl stop the imposter before they steal her fresh start from life? Now, what else has Sophie Campbell, the writer, written? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, Wet Moon makes her mark DC Universe with this thrilling debut issue. The new costume looks cool though. I'll give you that, and the art looks pretty cool. I'll give it a go. I think I know where it's going to go, this book, but I will give it a go. I do love some of those variants, even though I'm not against variants, but I do think variants are propping up the comic book industry and making it really hard for sort of completionists to collect. There's some cracking covers coming out at the moment. Batman Superman World's Finest. Again, it's not a book that I'm reading. I mean, those covers look pretty fantastic. So who's writing that? Mark Waid. Well, you know what? That swayed me. I think I'll add that to the binge list. I want to read more DC. Because I'm one of those guys that sticks to the sort of more Bat family than anything else. I rarely venture out from that, but those covers have dragged me in. What's it about? Actually, I probably shouldn't read it, right? Because it would spoil the previous issues. No, that's cool. I'm going to give that a go. Justice League, not a big fan. I don't know much about Ryan Parrott either, or John Ridley. Jeff Lemire is on JSA. Not been reading that either. I mean, is it good? You can let me know. Mr. Terrific Year One. I like Year One type of books. Mr. Terrific is one of those obscure characters where, a creator, in this case, Al Letson, and who's doing the art? Valentine de Landro, take a sort of lesser known character in the mainstream and make an amazing, amazing book. So let's see what this is about. A brilliant young inventor, Michael Holt's life was destined for greatness, yet everything screeched to a halt when his wife Paula, unborn son, were killed in a car accident. The Holts once shared ambitious dreams of using their technology to help others, but after the tragedy, Michael retreats from society and sells the whole industry to mysterious and craven tech billionaire Athena Prescott. domino effect of Michael's actions set off an explosive chain of events that take a not so ordinary man from the depths of despair to the heights of heroism. All right, that does sound really good. That does sound good indeed. Action Comics, again, it's more Superman. Not been following it. I don't think I will. Detective Comics. Now, Tom Taylor's run on this has been pretty good. The first arc's just closed. We got some, pre-origin could change everything story, which was pretty good. So I'm definitely on this book. And Michael Janin has been amazing on this. Absolutely amazing on this. I think he's going to covers now, and Lee Garbutt's maybe taking over the art. Oh. Looks interesting. Look at that cover. It's slightly Simon Bisley-esque, or Esad Ribic as well. It looks really cool. What we got here? Aquaman. Never been a big fan. Probably never read it. I do like those connecting. Are those connecting covers? Yeah, they look really cool. And Cliff Chang's always been a favourite of mine. New Gods. I've read most of the first arc because I haven't read much. I say not much. I read some of the Kirby. Of course, you have to, right? I did find it hard to follow with who was who and who was who, but the story itself, I mean, Ram V, I do like Ram V. His Dream Runners was amazing. And Evan Cagle with art on Dream Runners actually really lured me in. So it's one of those books I think I'm going to have to sort of reread in full arcs to really learn the characters and find out what's what. And I think I'll enjoy it. But it looks really, really cool so far from what I've read. Nightwing. I'm not enjoying Dan Waters' run. That's a nice cover from Cesco Francavilla there. He always does lovely covers. I love the previous run. The previous run was, I think, for me, quite character defining, and I wasn't even a Nightwing fan, and I sort of picked that up. And it was Tom Taylor, I think. Yeah, it's Tom Taylor and Redondo, right? And it blew me away. I thought it was great. He did some great things with like panel structure and storytelling through the panels and the pages and everything else that you don't usually see in a comic book, which I thought was really clever and worked really well and added to it. But Catwoman, I've not really enjoyed Catwoman since Brubaker's run, actually. Again, it's another DC book I want to pick up. Same with Harley Quinn. It hasn't been as strong as the good old days of Connor and Palmiotti, right? And this runs up to 51 issues now, right? So I've just started not rereading, just started reading this run because I love Harley Quinn. Who doesn't, right? And I want to like it. So I'm hoping. I mean, it's never going. I don't think much is going to compare to Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti's run. But if it can come near, then that would be a bit of a bonus. It was a guilty pleasure of mine, old Harley Quinn back in the day. So Poison Ivy is a character I've always loved. G. Willow Wilson. I've read the first couple, and it didn't hook me in. But these covers look amazing. This Jessica Fong. Wow. Again, I do judge a book by a cover sometimes. I think this has got me hooked. I might have to add that to my catching up with DC books. Birds of Prey. Kelly Thompson. Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty good. I did read the previous long running series, which I'll say arcs, and they were pretty good. But again, I've fallen off again. Batgirl by Tate Brumble. Now, again, this is another book for me who had a really strong start and just descended into sort of long-winded, boring, what you expect book. And I know that's not very nice to say, but it just wasn't clicking the bells for me. Far and Ice, well, we know what that's going to be like. Secret Six, I did read the first issue. There was a lot of controversy around it, and I thought the controversy wasn't founded. It was a solid book. Okay, I mean, Nicole Maines has sewn in her sort of real world beliefs in a way that isn't intrusive to the story, but is part of the stories and the characters. And I actually quite enjoyed the first issue. I read it to review it. It's not a story, not a team that I would follow normally, so I won't pick it up. Flash, never been a big fan. Same with Green Arrow. Again, if you can recommend some good Green Arrow books, pop them in the comments and I'll read them. Zatanna, again, I've picked up the first couple of those, and it's just another mid book. I mean, 2 issues might be not enough to judge whether or not it's going to be an absolute banger, but I don't know, it just felt a little bit short for me. Jamal Campbell's doing a fine job though, and the art's fantastic in the book. Titans, like the cartoon, not a big fan of the book. I'm quite picky, right? Batman Robin, Philip Kennedy Johnson. Now, I'm not sure how long he has been on it, But I've been picking up some of his books recently, some of his Marvel stuff, and I've really loved it. So I'm going to add this one to my binge list. Same with Batman and Robin. I read the first couple. It is Mark Waid, and Chris Samney. So that's a great team. It's a great team. I need to catch up on that. I'm probably picking that up. Metamorpho, he's got Al Ewing, but like I'm not really interested in that. Two-Face, again, I read the first two, I think 4 or 5 issues. I really liked the idea and the concept, but for me, it fell off a little bit and lost my interest. Such a shame though, because it's quite an interesting idea. Same with Dark Patterns. I think there's a pattern here. Dan Waters, I'm not sure his writing and me gel. I'm not sure they gel at all. But again, it was quite interesting. It wasn't a terrible book, but my interest just sort of waned after a couple of issues, and it couldn't hold my interest. But again, the art in it's lovely. The story isn't terrible. Oh my God, Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, Ram V. Oh, that sounds interesting. So I'm guessing if this is out in June, is this June, May, June? It'd be June books. Then the first issue will come out in May. So I'm going to be picking that up because I do like Ram V. I won't read the solicit because I'll spoil it there. What have we got? DC Vampires, World War V. Now, this is such a letdown for me because I did try picking up and reading it, the early ones, the sort of arcs and stories that came before this, and it didn't gel. But Matthew Rosenberg's on it, so I think I might give it a go. It might be a nice little distraction as well. I mean, and the covers have been absolutely fantastic. I love the style of the covers and the sharp lines. Don't know what it reminds you of, but I really, really, really love those covers. Okay, so we got the kiddie stuff. Not much fan of those. Peacemaker Presents. This is one that I've been waiting for the trade, as they say, to read in a oneer. Yeah, Tim Seeley and Rex Ogle. But I'm hoping it's going to be funny. I quite enjoyed the TV show actually. That was pretty fun, and I love his parts in the Suicide Squad movies. So we got these facsimile editions which DC have been pumping out. Speculators are buying them up and boosting the sales. Now, Batman: Legend of the Dark Knight Halloween special. So I'm going to guess this is the facsimile of the original one. Yeah. Okay. Now, I love those first 3 volumes, the original volumes of the whole sort of long Halloween. And I love the idea of the current run, which is a tribute to Tim Sale, who passed. There's been some nice art in there, but I just, the story just isn't as strong as other books. I think Jeff Loeb did such an amazing job on the story of the original runs that I think he sort of shot himself in the foot. It's hard to compete against that. Okay, we got some super Our Army at War, I guess, Brave and Bold. Okay, so more old books being reprinted. And then get into the trades. So let's see if there's any cool trades here that they're picking up. So these little compact editions look cool. I've actually checked them out in the flesh. They are really small. They're a nice idea. I guess they're competing with sort of the manga lover market because of that little compact size. I mean, I find them hard to read without my glasses on. So just let you know before you pick any of them up. Okay, are there any? So here we go. These are the omnibuses. Oh, look, this is I used to have I think it must have been, I can't remember how many boxes I said in the other video, hundreds of long boxes of comics and graphic novels, and I had to liquidate my collection many moons ago. I kept some of the choice stuff. So my preferred format to collect now is omnibus. And this one here, this Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo, I absolutely thoroughly recommend to everyone. Again, it made me a Nightwing fan. I absolutely loved it. So let's have a look. So what is it? 608 pages. It's hefty, hardcover, $100. You can get it discounted on Amazon and all the various places where you normally get omnibuses, depending on what country you're shopping in. But it's brilliant. I really, really loved it. I thought they did, like I said, a lot of exciting stuff with panel layouts and storytelling devices. I would definitely give it a go. What does it collect? So it collects Nightwing 78 to 96, the 2021 annual, and Superman Son of Kal-El 9 must be a tie-in. Can't remember what it was, with a brand new introduction by Taylor and commentary by Redondo. So there's an extensive behind the scenes art gallery and brand new cover. So this is a definite 100% pick up for me. I'll absolutely be grabbing that. I'm selective with my omnibuses and what I collect from DC. So we're picking up the other ones. Let's see what else we got. I do like an omnibus. So the 100 Bullets book 3, I guess that's just a normal hardcover. That's not an omnibus, right? Because they're already out. 528. So reprint. Is that a reprint? Yes, it must be a reprint of the smaller hardcovers. George Perez Wonder Woman there. Absolute Wildcats. Okay, that's a big one because I guess with Jim Lee, you know, Jim Lee on the Batman again. They're pushed out. So what's inside? What's inside this Absolute, and how many will there be? Let's have a look. Wildcats 1 to 13 and 50. Mox Vestry Cyberforce 1 to 3. Wildcats X-Men The Silver Age tie-in as a special bonus. Jim Lee and Grant Moss Wildcats #1. Oh wow, okay. So for Wildcats fans, that'd be one to get. Look at that 90s art. You can't beat. Well, you can, but like it just evokes so much of your childhood looking at those covers like that. What else we got? The Changing Man. So that must be a big book for a lot of other things. So this Superman box set, is it this one? No. I've seen another box set which looks really cool. The Death of Superman. It's like a gravestone reproducing the cover. I was wondering if it was going to be in this one. Batman War Games. I remember that came out. Actually, had some great covers by James Jean. He's one of my all-time favourites. And that's it. So I'll be picking up a few books there. Let me know what you guys are going to pick up. It'll be really interesting. I mean, I've been reading DC on and off, for 40 odd years, but I've never been like a massive fan of the sort of extended family outside of Batman and a few others. So definitely interested to know what I've missed. Let me know, put it in the comments and I'll check it out. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, help us build the channel. We appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next one.